All right, so you're talking to me about the children, how you came to work with children. So just start how you want to start.
Yeah, in the 80s, I was 70s and the 80s after I graduated from high school. I majored, after I graduated from college, I majored in speech and theater arts.
Okay.
And so after I finished college, I moved to Atlanta to work in theater. So that's what I was doing. And I was pretty successful at it. I was finally making a living as an actor in the 80s.
Okay.
I didn't have no other job. That was for a few years. No other job. I was making a living. And I was able to pay my rent, my car note, and everything. But I was seeing this one girl. She was a music director. I'm not gonna call her name right now, but she was a musical director. So we had came back from somewhere. I don't know where it was. We came back from. So it was, and we weren't on any any kind of mind altering substances.
Okay, so yeah,
I'll put it that way.
Totally sober.
Totally. So, and the thing about it, we both were really tired. I think she was a lot more tired than I was. I think maybe we were coming from a rehearsal. I don't know. So she went on and went to sleep, and so I was doing something in the kitchen or whatever. I was just, I'm a night owl, so I was just chilling, and so I decided to go to bed. So I took off my clothes and whatever. I was getting ready to get into bed, and I sit down on the bed, and it started squeaking. It was like, how beds squeak.
Yeah, I think I have one of those beds too.
Yeah, it was so crazy because I had just gotten a mattress not long ago. I was like, what is up with this?
Yeah.
So I stood up. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I sat down and it was doing it again. Then I stand up. I was like, something's wrong with the bed. And I did this. I pressed down. Yeah. And then I sat down and I heard took the place of the squeaking of the mattress. These voices of these kids calling out my name, calling like Freddie, Freddie, Freddie. I jumped up. When I was getting up, it would stop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, then I would sit down again, and it would start, and it was like Freddie, Freddie, and they were saying like, save us, save us, save us. And this is the way my first play was called Rhymes and Reasons. And I had 2 or 3 songs about save us in there. Okay. Because for the child, right? And that's where I got it from. And they were like, and I would get up and it would stop. Then I would sit back down. So the young lady that was there, I shook her and I was like, hey, do you hear this? Listen. She was like, oh, leave me alone. What? I was like, you gotta hear this. Listen, I went. I said, did you hear that? She's like, what are you talking about? She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, you don't hear that? And I kept doing it, and I was hearing my name. It was getting louder. Yeah. And I said, you gotta hear that. She says, oh, leave me alone. Let me go back to sleep. So I did. And then it was like, I have a window here. And I can show you the picture that one of my kids, after telling the story in rehearsal, she did a picture from what I was saying in this exact same window.
Wow.
I can show you.
Yeah.
And she, and it was like the window did this, like this is the window. It was like it peeled back like this. It was like, it just as you're looking at me now, it was like it peeled back, and all I saw was a sea of children with their hands reaching out to me, and their heads above the water, and they were reaching out at me, all kind of colors, everything. It was an infinite number of kids. It was so many kids, man. And they were calling my name, reaching out to me, and it just really blew my mind. So after that,
how old were you when this happened?
This was like in 1990.
Okay.
when I first started my theater company. And so
You talking about when you started YEA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is why I started working with kids.
This is why
I started working with kids.
Because of this vision.
Yes, this vision. Like people say, oh, you had a dream. It was not a dream.
Nah, you was awake.
Yes. This was a vision.
Yeah.
And it gets even deeper because I went into like a depressed state because I was like, is something wrong with me? Am I losing my mind? Yeah. Did I really see this? You know what I'm saying? I was like, what's going on with me? So I kind of locked myself up in my apartment. It's on 4th Street right off Poncelina. And people were knocking on my door. Freddie, I was sitting in there, one answering the door or nothing, man. It was like, you know, so-and-so is calling you, the agency is calling you, Jumundi's calling you, all these theater companies calling you. I was like, Freddie, you in there? Your car is out here? Because I had a black Mazda. And my car was in the front. It was like, so I don't know how long went by, but this was in the summer. Something got cut off. I can't remember if it was my water or my Georgia Power. It was something because I wasn't paying my bills. And I don't think I was taking a shower.
It fucked you up. So you were in there.
That's my mind, man. And so one Saturday, I started walking. I started off on 4th Street, on my street, and I walked down the 4th. I don't know if that's Juniper, I think. Then you made a right, then you go to Ponce de Leon. And then you make the left on Ponce, and there was this Church's Chicken right on the corner. Or on Boulevard, you make it right there, and there was Popeyes right there. And I just started walking, dude. I don't know, it was as if something had a hand in my back.
Yeah.
And I was just walking, dude. I was just walking. I passed Georgia Baptist Hospital, and that was Georgia Baptist at the time. I don't know what it is now. Okay. It was Georgia Baptist Hospital.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Right before, I don't know if these apartments, they might have been projects at the time. I don't know what they are now. Yep. But I walked past, and I just kept walking, dude. I kept walking. I walked across the bridge of I-20. I passed Albany Avenue. I walked under the underpass. Just kept walking. I walked over I-20. And then right before that, there was an Amoco station. Right before Glenwood, I made a left right there. I didn't know where I was going. It was like there was this hand in my back pushing me. And I made this left. I don't know why I made the left, but it curved. After I made the left, it went like this. Then it went. Then I took the curve, and I went. And after I turned the curve, I walked a few feet, and I saw this big building that says Arts Exchange. I was like, Arts Exchange? What is this? Yeah. So I walked in, I walked up the stairs. I walked through the doors, and there was a whole lot of chairs lined up. So I just walked through. I just walked down the hallway, and I sat in the chair right across from this door, dog. It was like this magical door. I don't know why I did it, because a lot of things happened in front of this door for me. This is where I wrote the first pages of Soweto, right in front of this door in like 30 minutes. So it was like I was just sitting there, man, because I was kind of tired because I had walked and I hadn't been getting any sleep. I don't think I didn't have much fuzz anyway. Then that was because my hair doesn't grow on my face a lot. So, but my hair was kind of fuzzy. I was like, and my hair was everywhere because you could wear your hair long then. And it was like and then all of a sudden somebody came out that door, and it was somebody I knew. His name was Eddie Billups. Okay. He was a friend of mine in theater. We had done plays together. I had done plays with him. Yeah. I played Jesus in some of his plays. One of his plays, that was a big hit. I had done, So he's like, Freddie. Is this running out? Okay.
Yeah, you could.
He was like, Freddie, man, everybody's been calling up here looking for you, man. Where you been?
Calling here looking for you?
Yeah, calling the Arts Exchange.
Okay.
I heard they were calling everywhere because the people couldn't find me.
Okay.
You know, because I had gone underground. I was. If you only knew.
Yeah.
It wasn't cool.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, everybody's been looking for you and all of this. I was like, he says, man, you look kind of bad. What's up with you? And I was like, nothing. I said, well, I'm getting ready to go. He said, hey, wait, before you leave. He said, I got a great idea. He says, man, I've been thinking about you for the past few weeks.
Yeah.
He said, I can't believe you're here. He says, why don't you start a theater company? A youth theater company. I was like, nah, man, you know, I'm an actor. Can't start no youth theater company. Youth theater company for what?
Yeah.
That's not me. It's not me. He said, Freddie, it really is you. You just don't know it. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Then he said, hey man, listen, I'll get your 501c3. I will write all your grants, and you could do it out of the Arts Exchange. You know, there's an Arts Exchange now in East Point, but then it was off. It was there.
I kind of remember.
Yeah. And then he was like, there's a theater here. It can be yours. You can create whatever you want in this theater. That's why I created my first 2 plays, Rhymes and Reasons and Soweto.
Okay.
And so he walked. So I said, nah, Eddie, I gotta go, man. I'm tired. I walked all this way. I'm glad. It's good to see you, dog. But I gotta hit it.
Yeah.
He said, no, man, come look at the theater. So I had walked down the hall, went through these doors. The theater was to the left. It was called the Paul Robeson Theater. I received the first Paul Robeson Award from that theater. And I walked in the thing. It was like, I heard this sound in my spirit. There was like, you know how angels go,
all that.
It wasn't the greatest place in the world, but it had a stage. It had seats, and I knew I was meant to be there, but I didn't want to admit it to myself.
So did you feel it when you walked into the theater, or did you kind of feel it when he said, "Hey, you should start"?
No, I didn't feel it then.
Okay,
I felt it when I walked in the theater.
Okay.
Yeah, because I wasn't hearing it. You know, he was talking to me. He was, trying to persuade me. I was like, no, man, I'm an actor.
Yeah. I got things to do.
Yeah, I got things to do. So he said, look, it leaks when it rains, and and he said, and there were like folding chairs. You had to put up the folding chairs, but it was a theater.
Yeah.
So I said, nah, Eddie, thank you so much, and God rest his soul, Eddie has passed. But
so you're still fighting it.
Yeah, I was fighting it. But he changed my life with that. I guess he was a part of the vision. I don't know. So I said, I gotta go. So I start walking. Man, this is so crazy. I would start walking, and I got down to the door that I came in, and I was going down the stairs, and I reached my hand like this for the knob. No, it wasn't. One of those handles that go like this and you pull it out like this.
Yeah.
I was like, I did this. Then I turned around to look at the door. And there he was standing with his hand on the doorknob too. Looking at me. I was like.
Yeah.
Now I got chills. See, I'm getting chills now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell. But I said, okay, Eddie, let's give it a try.
All right.
And that was it. And I started creating shows. And then he started talking to me. He was like, wow, there's this artist by the name of Logan Kears. He's upstairs. This cat by the name of Logan Kears. He's an artist. He's upstairs. He has 2 kids. I think they're 8 and 9. One of them is called Jahi Kears. The other one is Jamal Kears. And now we know the infamous Jahi Kears from Broadway. He's on Broadway now.
And this is you.
And he said, you can start with them. And then, man, in like a few Saturdays, man, I had 30, 40 kids, man, up in there creating work.
Wow.
And I never stopped. And when I created Soweto, I never knew that years later I would be there.
You didn't imagine?
No, because Eddie Amy Bandelli He took Eddie's place. He was in charge of the Arts Exchange then.
Okay.
And he was married to a young Van Sant. And he took it over. He called me one day. This is another crazy story. He was, and this is brief. He was like, "Hey, Freddie," he said, and he had all of his sons, and 4 sons he had brought from New York, and they were working there, and they were there. He was like, "Hey, man, I got this great idea. Do you know what apartheid is?" I was like, kinda. I really don't know that much about it.
He said, what year? This was by 90?
It was like 91.
Okay, 91.
I was like, no, nah, not really. He was like, he lit into me. He was like, "You mean I got my kids up here with you, and you don't know nothing about your people? You don't know nothing about who you are? And I'm thinking I'm gonna take my kids out." And he was serious.
Yeah.
The comment there was more to the conversation than that.
Yeah.
But it was like he said. I said, "Well, what is it, Adiemi?" He was like, "Well, I have these buses coming from New York, and I want them to fill this theater, and I want you to create this play about South Africa, about apartheid in South Africa,
Boom.
for them."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, since you went through all that stuff about your kids, you're gonna take them out, and I don't know nothing about my people." I'm like, "Okay, I'll do it." I said, "How long do I have? 5, 6 weeks? What?" He said, "They'll be here next week." I was like,
Say what?
It was a test though.
Yeah.
It was a test though. So I was like, "Next week?" I was like, "What?" He said, it doesn't have to be long, 35, 40, 45 minutes first, and then you can continue to work on it and get it bigger.
Yeah.
I was like, "I just want them to have something to come and see." I was like, man, after that I went down to the public library downtown. Yeah, when they used to have
the black research one?
No, the public library.
Oh, the public, yeah.
You know where that big Coca-Cola sign was down there, and the library's right here?
Yeah, I know where it's at.
Yeah, I think it was relatively new then.
Oh, well, okay.
And then they had fish, they didn't have one you can type in the computer. You had to look at the fish.
Look at the microfiche.
Microfiche.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I started reading everything about South Africa. I started listening to South African music. This was just in a couple of days. So I walked back to the Arts Exchange. I sit in the exact same spot where I sat, where Eddie came out that door.
Yeah.
And I had a yellow legal pad, dog. And I began to write. And then when I looked up, I had almost 4.5 pages, and I didn't remember writing.
Wow.
But I could remember the rhythms, all the rhythms that I wrote. It is easy for us South Africans to stand up here and try to tell you what apartheid in South Africa is like, right? I remembered all the rhythms, but I didn't remember writing. So that was a play we did. And eventually I took the play to headline a festival in Johannesburg, South Africa. We were the headline.
With all your kids, and they killed
all my kids.
So that's how Sa described his time with you. He described being in part of that, being a part of this exchange with you, and you guys going over there and really wowing the Africans, like these little kids from Atlanta, Georgia did this shit.
And this is the way Sa got introduced to Holland too, because I took him to Amsterdam, to Holland. You know what I mean?
You told me.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I'm glad I got to share that.
Listen,
I'm glad you have it. I'm glad you have it on tape.
That it's on here. When I show it to you, you're gonna be like, okay, when are we doing this podcast? Because I promise you, Freddie, this is your money. This is how you raise money for your stuff. We put this stuff together, chop it, and put it on GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? Or create a GoFundMe campaign, and we can send it to kids.
Okay, what I need to do this over? Or
no, this is perfect.
This will be okay.
This is perfect. Yeah. This is what I've been trying to do this whole